What's going on, everybody? My name is Ray, and I will be your new source of Jade Dynasty help. Before we even get started in playing Jade Dynasty, it's a good idea to have your faction chosen. Your faction is pretty much the class you adopt once you're level 15 in-game. Here are the 5 current human factions: Jadeon, Skysong, Vim, Lupin, and Moto. Jadeon is your sword-wielding mage, great at long-range attacks and great late game, but they have low defense and low HP. Skysong is pretty much your healer class, great with buffs, and they have great long-range attacks, but low HP. Vim is pretty much your melee class, great at offense, great for tanking, but they are not so good late game and they don't have any ranged attacks. Lupin is pretty much your assassin class, great at critical hits, great at PvP, but low defense. And then you have Moto, your dark mage, great at long-range attacks and great late game, but low HP. Other than that, with Jade Dynasty Ascension came 2 new classes of the Aethan race. You have the Arden, which is pretty much the archer. They can summon pets, transform, run faster. And then you have Balo, which is pretty much another tanking class. Great defense, great HP, and great with buffs. And that's it for the factions of Jade Dynasty. To learn about each class in greater detail, here's an annotation with a link to another video on YouTube that shows examples of each. Once you've chosen your faction, it's a good idea to go onto Google and find a build that you like. A build is pretty much a guide that'll tell you how to allocate your skill points in certain things to be good in a certain area, endgame. For instance, you can find PvP builds. Those are for player versus player. PvE builds, player versus enemy, and so forth. Let's check out this Jadeon PvP build, just as an example. Here's all the tiers and all the skills he's telling you to put points into. And for some guides, they'll even include pictures of where to allocate skill points and tome points. So once you've found one that you like and you think you're going to stick with, you're ready to get started. Alright, so now we're ready to get started in playing Jade Dynasty. All we need to do is download the game client, which is about 1.85 gigabytes, so hopefully you guys have space for that. So let's head on to the internet and go to jd.perfectworld.com. Once we're here, give it a second to load. You can hover your mouse over any of these menus, and underneath Downloads will be Game Client. They have both torrent downloads and direct downloads for both XP and Vista. It should take about half an hour to an hour to download, and if you'll notice here, the current client version in the download is 80. You're going to need to update to the current client, which is about 133. So once you're ready with that, you can start playing Jade Dynasty. Alright, and if you're wondering about computer specifications, they're right below the download. All you need to do is go down here and check it out. And they also have driver updates for your computer if you're missing those. So just check it out. Thanks for watching my first ever Jade Dynasty Help YouTube video. Here's the link to the next episode.